I thought we'd do something a little bit different today. Instead of just, this is not a real life, this never happens, we would add some context to the video where we talk about this is real life and this does actually happen, and maybe add some more details that the person filming the video isn't explaining. So first up, we got Jake Wright. Jake Wright, love this dude. He gives very accurate descriptions of his job down to like the T. So here he's talking about like how every other week he gets to work from home. A lot of companies have remote days that are supposedly mandatory. I had one day that was supposed to be every Wednesday was work from home Wednesday, which sounds really exciting, but still people, they just can't operate at home, and a lot of people prefer to come into the office. I'm one of those people who doesn't like being in the office, but Jake here, and he's about to do stand-up, so I'll let you watch stand-up.
Morning.
If we take a look at his taskbar here, you can see he's using Slack for communication. Sublime is probably his choice. He's got PyCharm, he's got Go, he's got Notion on here, so they're probably using Notion or Trello for productivity, unless this is his own personal Notion that he's using for productivity. But these are very kind of common softwares, and everyone's just kind of standing around talking about what they're doing, what happened the last day, and what they're going to do today, and if there's any updates.
How did removing overdrafts go yesterday? Amazing. You've raised a PR for some error thing, haven't you, Sam?
If you don't know what a PR, that means pull request. That means someone has raised a pull request to fix something or finalize something, and they need to get that merged. And they're talking about how they're going to do that, who's going to do that, where they're going to do that, if that needs approval. Typically, when you have a pull request, two people need to sign off, and they need to look at the code, and they need to check off and be like, yep, this is good, this is not going to mess with anything, syntax is good, there's no console logs left, everything looks good.
When I'm in the office, I have a screen and a mouse and a keyboard. I obviously have these things at home as well. This is my own laptop, and I can just pull all the cables out and swap it out for my work laptop.
So here he is showing you your work setup, and he has all of these different cables for his different laptops. And what you can do is, if you happen to work from home, or your company is okay with working from home, you can ask to kind of be reimbursed for this sort of equipment at home. Be like, hey, I can't work from home unless I have these cables. If I buy them, will you reimburse me? And a lot of companies will. You'll just send them the receipt for it, and then they'll add that to your next paycheck, or they'll just make a little separate deposit.
I find working from home is really good if you have one thing to focus on, because you can really concentrate and not be distracted by anyone else. But having lots of small little tasks to get done is much harder remotely. I think it's easier if I could just go over to somebody's desk and talk to them.
He was talking about how it's 12 o'clock, and he's just been reviewing PRs, like looking at code and looking at different features or bug fixes that have been added or removed, I guess. And he's not coding. Like when you're reviewing PRs, you're looking at other people's code, making sure it's functional. You might download the branch, run it, make sure everything is good, do some functional testing, click around a little bit. But if you watch earlier in the video, he wakes up pretty early, and it's 12 o'clock, and he hasn't really done that much code. There's a lot more auxiliary stuff that goes on the job than you would initially think. Like just responding to people's Slack, answering, hey, what's the password for this? Or hey, are you gonna work on this? Or who's gonna work on this? Or do you have an update for how long this task is going to take? Things like that. And then he talks about how doing one thing at home, because no one can like barge in behind you and tap you on the shoulder, can interrupt you, that's really great to be at home and do that. But when you could just walk over to someone's desk, it's pretty convenient when you can do that. But if you're the person that's in the zone and someone walks over to your desk and taps you on the shoulder, it's also kind of annoying. But that's my 2 cents. I prefer to just send them a message, and then I reply when I reply, and that way you're done and you're ready to take a break. But that's just how he prefers to work. All right, let's take a second to analyze his workspace here. He's got Slack open, confirm this is how it works, another screen dedicated to Spotify, and then another screen dedicated to work stuff. This is usually how the workflow goes. That's why I have 3 monitors. So this would be Slack, this would be code, this would be the application, so that as I'm coding, I can see the application updating over here. I got my hot reloading going. I can't tell if this is Notion. It might be Notion. Yeah, this is Notion. He's using Notion to check updates and look at notes and stuff. And then he's reviewing PR still. I really like that Jake actually shows himself coding. And shout out to Thomas Fleming and Jake for being on a Pepsi train. Appreciate you.
We have an all hands every Wednesday, which is a company-wide meeting. Everyone gathers in the event space various people do various presentations about various things to update people on what they've been working on.
At my company, we had one of these. The last Friday of every month would always be a company lunch and a company meeting, and so all the departments would go through what they're working on, if they had any new clients this month, or if we made any clients specifically happy, or if we hired anyone new. They would take a second to introduce themselves, or the department head would introduce that person. They would say a few words, and then at the very end, the CEO or the VP of business would give a little bit of a talk of where the company is headed, if there was going to be a buyout, what that's looking like, if we have large clients coming, what the climate looks like for the niche of the business that we were in. This is pretty common. A lot of companies have these.
Final update for today. I think it's 9 p.m. I'm basically done with work now. I've already had dinner though. I haven't been working solidly since 6 p.m. Tomorrow I'll be back in the office, so I'll see you then.
When you work remote, it can be very easy to just take breaks and then come back, and then all of a sudden it's 9 o'clock and you're still coding because you can, type deal. And you walk away, you come back, you can take a break in the middle of the day, go grocery shopping when no one's there, go to the DMV when there's no line, but we all know there's a line at the DMV. It doesn't matter. It could be Christmas. There's still going to be a line. It's, But it's kind of cool because you can just, all right, I'm going to go to the gym for a couple hours and I'll make that up later tonight. Whereas typically everyone would you would leave and you have to be there from standard time to standard time. But all right, so here's a day in the life of a software engineer from Martin Sidu, intern edition. The one thing that I noticed about this video was that there's no one in the office. I think he might have filmed this on a weekend to show what his office looks like. He does show the office, and I'd like to talk about what that office really looks like and what kind of gear and equipment and stuff you get. Gotta plant the camera so that you can fake wake up. So you'll notice he comes in at around 8-ish. I'm the first one here, but throughout the entire video, he's the first one there and the only one there. So this is what they give you. Sometimes you can ask for more or less stuff. Usually there's some sort of dock. I'm surprised I don't see any like Mac docks to hold up their stuff with all the cords, and I think one screen is a little bit stingy with this company. Usually companies give you at least 2 screens with your laptop, so you have a total of 3 screens, which is pretty normal. I had 2 screens and I could set them up any way I wanted. I had a little dock that could come out and you could mount your monitors onto it and you could move them around, and it was nice. Okay. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one in the world that doesn't drink coffee and feel the need to showcase my lack of drinking coffee. I don't know. Am I the only web developer that doesn't drink coffee? I drink pre-workout. That's good enough for me. It's enough caffeine for me. So here he's actually showing himself coding, but you'll notice on the left and right that no one else is here. I don't actually know if this is like a weekend or not. I can't see the day there. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. The entire office is still empty. Oh, one thing I want to point out is that it looks like he has a tattoo on his neck. And in this industry, no one actually cares if you have tattoos. They're not a bad thing. I mean, like I have a tattoo on my arm here. It goes up to my wrist. No one ever cared. They tell you that, tattoos are bad. You're never going to have a corporate opportunity. If people care that you have tattoos, that's on them, dude. You do you. Maybe not get like your entire face covered because it's just like, I guess it could be distracting. But, in general, I don't think companies really care if you have tattoos, especially in this space. Here's another angle from the time lapse where you can see that no one else is still in the office. And 4:30. He goes home, still no one in the office. Day in the life software engineer intern. Gotta get up at 6. Gotta hit that cardio first thing in the morning.
So right now I just got here and this is the stairs that I take up to my office.
I'm not a huge fan of these offices at all. I think this is just so distracting, but this is what a lot of companies will give you. And you can see this is the definition of an open office. There's like a private meeting room that's not even private. It's like a little hub, desks everywhere. I don't know. I just don't like people looking over my shoulder and look at what I'm doing for this like constant fake peer pressure. But this is the reality of the job, and that's just how it is, and that's just how, like if this was my room, like if I had a little closed door office like this, perfect, fantastic. But if I'm just in a room and everyone's back to back, side by side, it's like grade school again, And I'm just not comfortable working like that. Even if I were to work, I'd be like, are they looking at my work? Am I doing good work? Am I not typing enough? Am I not typing enough lines? Do I need to hit enter a few more times to make it look like I'm doing more work? I don't know, but this is the reality of it. If you can, I say try to get at least like a closed cubicle. I'll make a video about open offices if you want, but usually you don't even get to pick where you sit. That's the thing. That's the thing with working like this. You don't even get to pick where you sit. They just say the corner was empty. That's where whoever left, where the dude that got fired was, that's your new spot. You don't get to pick. People get really defensive over their little spaces. Like if they have like this little Spider-Man right here, like if you were to move that or bump it on accident, they're like, oh, what are you doing? I don't know. It's just really weird to me. It looks like she just got interrupted in the middle of stand-up. I wonder what it's like to be like the person working here and then like look at all these software engineers that come in and they're like, this lady's probably making like $15 minimum wage. This lady rolls up making like 300K. Like I could feel the animosity there. Shout out to my Costco organic tortilla chips. So driving the Audi, dude, I swear everyone in California has such nice fancy cars. How do you guys afford this? How do you afford this? You're an intern. How do you afford an Audi?
Like this video, please give it a
She
thumbs
definitely
up,
works at PayPal.
and follow
Nobody gets a
me
PayPal
on
backpack for
Instagram.
style. I like how my video is the next video that autoplays. Let me know what you think of this new style of video where I try to not just roast everything and I just try to add some context to whatever people aren't showing or aren't talking about that maybe they just didn't think about, or you know, I'll just lend my perspective on it of things that you can expect when you get your first job. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video added some sort of value to your life. If it did, maybe hit the like button, maybe hit the subscribe button, leave a comment and let me know what you think. And if you want to support the channel, I have a little join button. It's like a Twitch join button. If you don't want to join that, you can go to Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Joshua Fluke. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.